Gotta do it, man.
Hi there, how are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Maybe you shouldn't have just run in. Go in, go in. Keep going in.
Alright, we're not all there.
Bert, where are you? I can go in. I have an opportunity here. I'll ultimate up.
Wait for the team.
Elmo, keep going. Elmo, keep going.
Alright, support you guys.
Wait for the
Go,
team.
go, go. No, 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 no. Go, no, keep going, keep going. We can do this. We can do this. Nice. We win this. We win this. We win this. Nice, 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 nice. Go. Let's go. Whew. Good shit, team. Good shit. Give me some. Give me some. Oh, oh.
You gotta listen to my calls, man.
What do you mean?
I told you to pull back like 4 times.
But we won that game, right?
But we weren't all there. That could have been very bad for us. That was the last team fight.
I mean, the end result was the same, right? We still won. Don't worry about it. I had an opportunity. If you just let me do my job, we're all good.
Yeah, but you gotta let me do my job. I call the shots because I think that they're the best plays that will work out. If we would have lost that game, then we would have been below Stanford and Santa Barbara, and we wouldn't have made as good of a turnout in the tournament. We would have been like 3rd seed instead of 1st seed.
Bro, your call out, in my opinion, was not the best. You said to pull back. I had an opportunity to go in, and because of that, look at that. We won the game.
Yeah, but you're being reckless and disrespectful of my calls. It was supposed to be our easiest match of the season, and we made it a lot harder than it actually needed to be.
Bro, man, I don't need you right now. I don't need you up in my face. We won that game, so be it.
But you're sacrificing a good amount of time that the players are putting in, the rest of us are putting in, for some highlight reel that you want to do, and you're trying to pad your stats.
Bro, you know I have the best stats because I'm trying the hardest here. I'm trying to win these games, man. You know me.
Well, you might have the best stats, but more often than not, you have the worst attitude, man. Like, they made me shot caller for a reason. Like, you should listen to what I have to say.
Man, if I was leader, God, you wouldn't be on this team, so you can't leave for crap.
Why are you, like, all of a sudden, why is that being brought up? Why is that an issue just all of a sudden?
Man, you know that ever since you've been coming to practices, since like what, the second scrimmage that we had against Santa Barbara, man, your call's been off. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, nobody has brought it up. 1, nobody has brought it up to me. And 2, you're putting down all of your teammates. You're just being
Forget this, I don't need you.
You're just being like super toxic to your team.
Oh, I'm
like,
being toxic. You want to go?
You're always toxic to your teammates.
You wanna go?
Well, hey, let's break it. You know the no violence policy. You guys don't want to get kicked out. Hey, coach, I need to talk to you about something.
Ah, sure. Pull up a chair, Elmo. What's up?
I have some concerns about our team. Ernie, when he first came, he was really chill, but as he started practicing, he started getting a big head. And then our team captain, Bert, well, he can't really, handle the situation and like keep him under control. And I remember last scrimmage, Ernie turned off his headset, and then he was just doing whatever he wanted and making bad remarks about Bert. So I don't know what to do about it.
I've noticed the same thing too. It's a shame because they're both some of our best players. You can't just fire them with so much potential. But, I made Bert the team leader so that he could control the situation and make quick decisions. So if Ernie's not going to respect that, there's an issue. But at the same time, Bert can't be fanning the flames and causing it to get out of control. We have to do something about it.
Coach Big Bird, and we'll tell us when to see us.
Yes. Know I had you guys come down here?
No.
Was it because of our near loss today? Because of someone's bad calls?
Maybe it's because of your toxic behavior.
Maybe it's because of your inability to lead.
Maybe it's because that you
Maybe
can't
it's because
control
that
your
you can't do your
temper.
own job. Maybe
you
it's
can't
because
even
the-
do
I-
anything.
Well,
you don't do anything for the team.
hey. We're all adults here. This isn't middle school anymore. This is a highly competitive, well-funded esports arena at an astute college. We're not going to have any of that business. You guys need to get your shit together, or you need to get your bags and get out of here by the end of the week. Not going to have it anymore. Get along or get out.
So, what do we do now?
Well, we gotta figure something out. Stay here, right?
Well, one of my classes called dispute resolution. We learned about this thing called mediation. I really think it'll help us work through the problem.
What's mediation?
I'm to understand you are Bert and Ernie from the esports team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do we understand what we're going to be doing here today, or?
Not entirely, no.
Aren't you just gonna get us to sign a contract or something and we can get this done and over with really easy?
Not exactly. So mediation is more dependent on you two. It's a voluntary process. Obviously, you guys have chosen to come here today to work this out, and the outcome is more based on what you both decide. So I'm just here to kind of facilitate conversation and help you guys talk things out so you can come up with a solution.
So, you're not telling us what to do?
No.
You're not gonna make us do anything?
It's all on you both.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, if you want to know, my name is Miss Grouch. I'm a certified mediator from Cookie Monster and Company. I also have a bachelor's degree in psychology and interpersonal communications, and I have a master's from Sesame Street University. So I'm highly qualified to be able to be here today with you and help you guys out, and hopefully we can come to a good conclusion.
That sounds great. How do we begin the process?
Let's just get this done and over with so we can go back and practice and get on with our lives.
Well, unfortunately, it's not quite as easy as it sounds. Some mediations can last over a couple different sessions or hours, and some take several days to complete.
Days? We don't have days though.
Dude, just let her talk, please.
Since we all want to be respectful of our time, the only advice I can give you is that just work your best towards coming to a reasonable solution, and hopefully it only takes one day.
Alright.
So what I want from you two now is during this allotted time, just go ahead and speak your mind, talk about the problem at hand. We want to also clarify all our thoughts and ideas and our feelings. Feel free, just let them out, throw everything out, and we want all of our cards to be on the table. That's the only way it really works, is that if we're honest with each other and we really, let things out. So in order to be respectful of each other, we also want to make sure that we're not interrupting. Just let one person go and talk, finish their thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next one. And Bert, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Well, I feel like we're all here because of Ernie. And the reason is they made me the shot caller. They made me the captain of the team. He plays really aggressively. He ignores all of my calls. He goes in by himself. He stat pads. He does everything for himself. He's completely selfish, has no remorse for anything that happens to the team, doesn't care about anything that could happen to the team. If he goes in and he dies, we're already down like another person. And that can affect us greatly in the fight. And he doesn't understand that. He just completely ignores all of my calls, and it basically downsizes everything that I say and puts down all of his teammates. He's completely toxic. It's really hard to work with.
Okay, I totally hear you. The only thing I'm going to suggest is that our mediation here is for you two. So I want both of you guys to be talking to each other and addressing each other directly. But thank you so much for sharing your feelings. Now it's your turn, Ernie.
Well, I think that we are here because if we don't stop fighting, Coach told us we're gonna get kicked off the team. So, if we want to stay on, we gotta work this out. And I feel that I'm not getting respect enough around the team. To be fair enough, you guys say that I'm always downgrading whatever you're saying, but it's really hard to listen to your calls, which, let me be clear, almost lost us that game last time. Because of the lazy person that you said during practice. You're not showing up ready and like in the zone to play. I can't listen to your calls when I can't have a captain that I can trust. That throws out the team dynamic. How can I be expected to listen to calls that I'm not fully in on?
So it was really great hearing each of your guys' perspectives. It's awesome hearing that you're not afraid to, put your feelings out there and whatnot. So I think the next step for us to go.
Wait. Why are we even here? Like, if you think about it, she's just a girl. Why do we even need to bother with this situation? She doesn't even understand what we're talking about. How can she understand what we're feeling and going through if she doesn't even understand, like, the terminology that we use?
See, this is what I mean. He only cares about himself. He's not willing to try out anything that he doesn't feel is feasible.
What do you mean? I don't care about myself. Doesn't everyone care about themselves? Like, I put in a lot of my free time, and a lot of my time and effort in order to being that strong player that the team can rely on. Now, tell me that's not being selfish.
You're being selfish because while we're trying to get this worked out, if we don't get this worked out, we are getting kicked off the team.
All right, I have a good idea of how we can work this out. So it's true that I may not completely understand what goes on with the gaming world and some of the terminology used. So one of my thoughts that I had was to bring in one of your teammates who can help me kind of clarify some of the things. And he's here for emotional support for the both of you. But just to be clear, he's not here to take sides. We're not talking to him. He's just here as emotional support. If it becomes an issue where he's kind of disrupting things or you guys are relying on him too much, we might have to talk about whether it's a good idea for him to be here. But when it comes to things like putting in work and practicing in time, I believe that it's, esports are very similar to sports, and I've done a fair share of sports myself. So I do understand what kind of effort goes into practicing and how much time it goes into that. So we'll go ahead and bring Elmo in here now.
Hey guys, I know you're surprised to see me here, but as your main supporter in the game and as friends, I just want to make sure this thing goes smoothly and then we have a resolution.
So what is this support role that you speak of, Elmo? Could you clarify a little bit for that for me?
Okay, yeah, so in the game there's 3 main rows. There's the tank,
Okay.
there's damage dealers, and there's a support row. As support row, I help out from the back, heal the teammates, and just like a guardian angel, I'm just there, always
Okay.
helping out and healing.
Perfect.
Bert is the team leader. He takes the role as the tank, and he gives out all the plays, and then we're supposed to follow it. And Ernie's the biggest damage dealer, so he could hurt the enemy most, but he also has the least amount of health.
Okay. And then Bert, do you want to talk about your role a little bit?
Yeah, Elmo is correct. So I play the main tank. I'm also considered to be the team leader, so the main tank's role is to guard his teammates and make sure that they're not taking as much damage. I relatively have more health than the other team members,
Okay.
so I'm more in the front, follow me, and I'll lead us type of role.
Yeah, basically he's a glorified meat shield. Without me as the primary damage dealer, if I'm not there and not doing my job properly, the enemy team won't be dead and we won't win.
So I just want to make a note. Let's try not to be too aggressive. We want this to keep civilized and whatnot. It's the only way to reach a good understanding and discussion. Maybe we can start discussing our motivations more openly about why we're a part of this team. Do you want to start with us, Arnie?
Yeah, sure. Well, I first came to UCI because of the great esports scene that they have here, I guess, and well, my dream is to have like a better professional esports career, and this tournament and being on this team is my ticket to that future career. I have potential esports organizations, scouting me out during these games, and I can't have my performance in these games fucking up my career.
Why didn't you ever tell us this?
What do you mean?
Well, you never told us that this tournament dictates whether or not you actually move on to the professional scene.
I mean, you guys have much stuff to worry about. Why would you even care about that? I didn't realize that it was so important to you guys. I didn't think you would care about what I was going through in my self shacks and stuff.
We're all teammates. Why wouldn't we?
Alrighty, Bert. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell Ernie your motivations for being on the team?
Well, so going into college, I didn't have many opportunities. My parents couldn't really afford to send me to school. They didn't have the financial capabilities. My dad lost his job recently, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to go to college at all. So when UCI approached me about this opportunity to play Overwatch for them, then all of a sudden, now I was able to go to college. All of my tuition was paid for, and losing this is losing my college career. It's losing. I won't be able to get my bachelor's degree. I won't be going and being able to actually graduate. I'll be working fast food or something. This is my
Man,
ticket to actually staying in school.
Bert, no, I'm really sorry to hear about that. I didn't know that you had that situation going on inside the team.
Alrighty, so maybe we can discuss now how the team and you can support Bert.
Okay, yeah, well, now hearing this, now I realize the importance of like communicating like outside of what's going on in the team. I never realized that you worked and had to worry about all these like financial issues. Wait, let me ask you this really quickly. Where do you live? Do you commute?
I commute. I live in Fullerton.
Jeez, that's like an hour and a half away, man.
Yeah.
You commute every day?
Yeah. There and back.
Look, man, I have a pretty decently sized apartment like right next to campus. I have a guest room. How about my way of, as a sign of like respect and thanks for all of this, you can stay in the guest room. You don't have to worry about rent, man. That's a lot easier for you.
Would actually help me a lot.
Man, this is kind of like my way of saying like sorry for being so disrespectful to you.
What are some options we can discuss to keep our lines of communication open and better keep a good team dynamic between the two of you?
We do actually have access. I heard from one of the coaches that if we absolutely need it, then we can see a team psychologist. They'll use it on the payroll for the psychologist, and we can actually communicate with them and vent our problems.
Perfect.
That's
So in
true.
case there are some lasting issues, we could bring a psychologist into it. Any other ideas?
I was thinking maybe more along the lines of we can just hang out more often outside of the team. I've realized that I haven't seen you outside of the team just because you have all these other responsibilities, and I'm just thinking if we both set aside some time to like maybe go out grab some food or something like that, that'll help us catch up.
That's always a great idea with team dynamic, is to spend time outside of what you're doing, the sport you're doing, and kind of get to know each other better, and it allows for more understanding that each person is a human being.
And we also need to plan your move in to the guest room. That's also important.
So, do we have any closing statements we want to make to each other, or?
Yeah, I do. I believe that as stepping from this point on, I should respect you and your decisions as team leader, like more thoroughly. I was making more rash decisions beforehand based on like my assumptions about you and your personality. I never knew that you had all that outside stuff going on outside of your life, and I'm really sorry about that.
And I promise to show up to practice more timely, a lot better rested, less kind of just groggy, and overall just more ready for the scrimmages and the practices and things like that. I promise to take criticism far better, and overall just create more of a dynamic that the team can like work with.
All right.
I think that we should send a letter to coach and apologize for
definitely.
creating this huge mess and having to involve him and having to involve Elmo and a mediator in general.
Right.
Just to wrap everything up, some options that I offer. I can do a contract for you guys, just have you sign, just so it feels like you've really concluded and, you know, agreed to things. If you feel like you need to.
Nah, I don't think we need a
I don't think
contract.
so, no.
I think we're all good here.
Yeah, we're good to go.
I think we've worked out a lot of our issues today.
All right, let's get some food and then go back to practice.
All right, let's go.
Vin, get ready to use ults.
I got you, right? Let's go, 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 go!
Pull back, pull back, pull back.
Bring back your rock and roll.
Let's go. Let's move in.
I'm right behind you.
We got this, boys. Stay strong, move together.
Behind. Good pull.
Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna move in. We're gonna move in. Is that all right?
Go. I'm good. I'm right here with you.
All right. Let's go.
Reaper. Nice. Good shit. Good stuff. On to the final. Let's go.